Home to what was previously the largest of Newtown's 3 steam-driven power stations, Turbine Hall was the place where the Gauteng Provincial Government launched their Gauteng Vision 2055 discussion document, a developmental plan for South Africa's top-performing province, Gauteng.
Vision 2055 seeks to bring the ideas, the dreams, the aspirations of all residents of Gauteng, including the entire country, together as to what kind of Gauteng do we want to see by 2055. As we build, as continue to build now, what exactly do we want to have in terms of the kind of nation we want to belong to, the kind of infrastructure we need, the kind of values we aspire for, the kind of economy we want for Gauteng, and most importantly, how do we contribute to a prosperous South Africa as Gauteng.
The uniqueness about this plan is that Gauteng citizens themselves will also have a role to play in shaping the kind of province that they would like to live in.
In as much as we have the Gauteng Advisory Council and the various institutions of higher learning and so forth, and various experts, it will not actually be correct for us to think long term without those that we are planning for. And it is on those bases that we've learned from how the Freedom Charter as a plan was actually developed, that it is good that you go to individuals, you go to organizations, you go to opinion makers, you give everybody a platform, and you make sure that every contribution is made into one message that everybody can say, this is where we are all going to.
Junior Mayor of Johannesburg, James Pierce, was positive about the government's decision to include the public.
I'm all for it completely. I don't think that any change can really be made unless the people are behind it. After all, it's not like the government can do anything. They're just representing us. If we aren't doing anything, what can they represent?
How does the Gauteng government plan to keep the momentum going until the year 2055?
Part of what we have already started to do is to bring different individuals who constitute the Gauteng Advisory Council that advises the Premier under the Planning Commission. And they are actually using different means of research, their own experience, their knowledge, the different sectors that are there. And we would also be using the media, we'll be going to community-based organizations, would be using various means. We'll be reaching out to our youth, who are quite important because this is about their future and the time when they will be leaders of this province.
But what kind of change would the youth like to see?
So many people say stuff like poverty and crime, and I do want to see those things changed. But the fact is that those will always be with us. First world countries struggle with that even today. So more than anything, I'd like a change in the attitude of people. I'd like people to not always be saying and complaining about other things, but saying, what can I do? If we had a unified front, then that is where real change will happen. If the people of South Africa stand up and say, this is our country, and we're going to take it back.
With the youth as a driving force, the Gauteng Vision 2055 could see a fresher, transformed Gauteng province in the coming years.